ポチッ。よし、じゃあストーカークリアスカイですね。前回のシャドウ・オブ・チェルノブイリに続く第2弾、ストーカーシリーズの第2弾。なんか軽く見た感じ、ネタバレにならない程度の、どんな内容っていうのを見たら、前回よりも前の時間軸でいうと前の方になるらしいですね。だから前回の主人公のマークド1が、モノリスのところまで行くっていう話の前のお話らしいです。主人公はまた別らしいです。そんなわけで行ってみましょう。ニューゲーム。まあ前回普通のやつでも結構死んだんで、まあ普通の難易度でノーマルのストーカー難易度で行ってみましょう。初心者ってここなんで漢字なんだろう。まあいいか、行ってみましょう。ストーカー、日本語化だけ、終わらせて軽く動作確認だけをしたレベルなので、全然どういうストーリーで何をやっていったらいいのかっていうのは知りません。相変わらずあれだろうね。ブラッドサッカーにビビるんだろうな。はぁって言うんだろうな、多分ね。あとドラム缶ね。お、なんか逃げてった。
In actual fact, we have nothing to worry about. According to our research, the next emission will not occur for at least 2 months, 4 days, and 7 hours. Its intensity will be 3 on the Bergman scale, which is 2.13.
よろしくお願いします。お、VSS だ。そうです。ステンバイ。ステンバイ。そうそうそう、サイレンサー付きの銃でやらないとね、やっぱりね。え？どう考えてもチェルノブイリ原発も倒れてるんですけどこれ私か？
Without going into detail, I must say I have never seen anything like this before. The encephalogram suggests serious damage to the nervous system, but the other indicators couldn't be better. It's astounding.
Perhaps it has something to do with the emission.
Most certainly. Although so far I've been utterly unable to formulate a rational explanation for this abnormality.
Breaking up.
どう考えても爆発に巻き込まれて倒れた的なお話なんですが、おはようございます。おはようございます。
You're awake. That's good.
はい、目が覚めましたよ。で、君は誰かに。
Welcome back to the world of the living, Stalker. How are you feeling?
ここはあれだな、文字出ないんだな。気分はどうだって言ってんだ。
Do you remember what happened to you?
で、何が起きたかを聞いてる。スワンプスで調査隊を先導していたのを思い出した。科学者の一団だ。その時エミッションがそんなところだ。エミッション、まああれですね、電波が飛んできた的な放射か。エミッションは。で、ここはどこだ？天国とやらか。だとするとどうしてゾーンにまるでそっくりなんだ。
In the joking mood, eh? That bodes well for your recovery. I'm Lebedev, the group leader, and I'm responsible for everyone here. That includes you, for as long as you're here. We call ourselves Clear Sky. and you are in our base right now. We picked you up in the swamps after the emission.
ああ、まあ目覚めたからよかったねーな感じのことを言ってましたね。で、なんかここはクリアスカイという、場所らしいです。まあそういう、この人がそういう、なんだろう、クリアスカイっていうチームなのかな、わかんないけど。とりあえずここ、なんか天国なのか地獄なのかを聞いたら、ここはクリアスカイっつって、いまだにお前は死んでねえから大丈夫だみたいなこと言われましたね。
Lucky? I doubt it. The facts are these. You survived the emission. That's the first thing I still can't explain. The second thing is that our patrol found you in the swamps, which are essentially endless quicksand. And thirdly, you nearly got torn into shreds by a pack of pseudo-dogs. But our boys got you out just in time. Such a chain of events tells me it's more than just luck. Anyway, I need to finish what I'm doing. So let's continue this conversation later.
なんだろう、幸運ラッキーだっていうことを言ったら、まあラッキーはラッキーかもしれないけど、まあ生き残るにはめっちゃ大変だぞみたいなことをなんか言ってたくさいですね。ちょっとあまりにも喋るのが早いのと、意外とこいつボソボソ喋ってるから何言ってるか分かんないあと俺に酒が入ってるっていうのもあるね。あれ先生動けません。あ、動けた。バーテンと話せ。意外とこいつボソボソ喋るから何言ってるか分かんない。ちょっと好感を上げよう。相変わらずフォブが狭いですね。それでね、しゃがみ、ダッシュ、ジャンプ、歩く、OK。インベントリー。お、武器持ってんぞいきなり。武器持ってるけどお前弾ねえじゃん。弾AK ですね。AKM 持ってますね。これライトか。ライトがなんか進化してるな。ちょっと前より見やすくなりましたね。あれ、あのおっさんどっから降りたんこれどっから降りたんや。暗いな。リーンがありますね、ちゃんと。
I'm glad to see you, young man. You look considerably better.
お前こっち見て喋らんか。ゾーンであらゆるタイプの人間を見てきたよ。あるものは自らの夢を追い、またあるものはゾーンの名を探求し、そしてあるものはただ金目のものを探ろうとし、クリアスカイがゾーンを研究するのはなぜ。
People are mistaken in their belief that they understand the essence of what the zone truly is. Some consider it to be a universal evil, others a wonder sent down to humanity, and others still consider it no more than a source of riches. They are all wrong. The zone is impossible to understand. Young man, if only I had the answer to that question. We are studying the zone meticulously in hopes of finding it. How can I best explain? Let's put it like this. Any complicated system in nature, and that includes the zone, automatically seeks equilibrium in the absence of destabilizing external factors. That was the case here in recent years. The zone was stable and there were no significant deviations from the norm. And now we've seen a gigantic emission. And that's what we are attempting to find out. Perhaps since man caused this mess in the first place, man may well be the only one able to set. I fear that question is not one I can answer.
とりあえずゾーンみたいですね、ここもね。あれ、お前いたあんたいました、そんなところ。
What brings you here, mercenary? You head over to pay the barman a visit. Have a good drink and come back then. Come see me if you learn something important.
あ、これもらえんか。これもらえんか、俺に。どう見てもアイテムやもらえんか。くれんか。あ、銃あるやん、銃あるやん。これくれんか、俺にくれんか。 もらえんかハンドガンくれんかハンドガン。ちょっと大きいか音。ちょっとねまだこの辺がね分かってないんでね。よし行こう。銃くれんかお前ハンドガン。
И чего нашему начальству все не имется в последнее время? Аппаратуры вроде хватает, стволов тоже. Чего им еще? Заблудился как-то вояка в зоне. Идет, значит, куда глаза глядят и кричит: «Люди! Отзовитесь! Кто-нибудь! Ау!» Тут его кто-то догоняет и хлоп сзади по рюкзаку. Он оборачивается.
これ強いだろ絶対。これ絶対強いだろこれ。
Кровосос стоит и хлюпает ему, значит: «Чего орешь, а?» Ну, Салабон уже в штаны, понятное дело, наложил. Но все-таки отвечает. Я это, того.
I see you. Just a minute. Hello, Mark. You became quite a legend while you were out. Even you wouldn't believe some of the rumors I've heard. Anyways, here's a drink on the lucky son of God. It should help you relax and tell me about your adventures. Because I'm just dying of curiosity. You drink and I'll tell you about this place. It used to be pretty quiet here. We had the paths worked out, the right places explored, and the approach covered. Of course, the swamps ain't exactly spring break material, but it wasn't too bad either. Yeah, it wasn't too bad until I was collecting bottles one after another. They let me here. I'm kidding, man. Truth is, there was no place for me in that other world. It in our base. As you can see, it's a small, sinking farmstead in the middle of romantic, endless swamps. I couldn't tell you where it is exactly, but it's the last place in the zone where you can meet real people. You know why you've never heard of it? Because too many people want to know about it, and the fewer that do, the better. Lebedev is our leader. The man is a rock if ever I've seen one. He's the glue that holds our whole group together. Then there's Binpolev, Professor Binpolev. He's like a walking encyclopedia and a calculator in one. Knows more about the zone.
Colt, leave the merc alone with your dirty jokes. I need to see him.
Well, if Lebedev says he needs to see you, that ain't up for a discussion. Go on, I'll catch you later.
さっきのやつに会いに行けって。あれどこだっけ。違う、もう一個向こうか。ただなんか開けれたりはしないんだな。チェース。
Got some fresh air? You look better, that's for sure. Let me fill you in on this situation. You're in the Clear Sky base. Don't try to remember who we are. You've never heard of us, and there's a very good reason for that. Our mission is to research the zone. We believe that the zone must be studied and understood so that humanity knows what it is facing here. Understanding is the key to coexisting with the zone. As I said, we are researchers. We're trying to figure out the nature of the zone, determine the reasons which caused it to appear, and formulate the rules that govern its existence. We are not consumed by a quest for money. We don't seek fields of artifacts, and we're not interested in turf wars with other factions. That is why we're hiding here in the swamps and concentrating on our research. No, that emission was incredibly powerful. It was on a level of its own. It was like a hurricane that swept the whole zone, changing it. Everything is different. The well-known and relatively safe areas have become highly radioactive and full of anomalies. But now, you can access parts of the zone that have been unreachable for years. Even the most hardened stalkers don't know what awaits them on their favorite path. The other thing that changed is people, and that became evident right away. The emission destroyed the fragile balance between factions, and they're now warring for territory. In other words, many strange things have happened, and I don't yet fully understand the scale of these changes. It's only been a few days since the emission. If you ask me, the strangest thing of all is that you managed to survive it.
場所にこいつは行ったからお前なら行けるわみたいな話をしているんだけど、いかんせん前の主人公マークド1と一緒でこいつも記憶喪失です。では全く覚えてないんだ。
How can I help you?
なるほど、困っていることあるかね。 俺は出て行った方が良さそうだな。かなり体にガタが来ているんだが、まだ銃を持って歩くことができる。どうやってここから出ればいい？
Getting out of here isn't easy, not by a long shot. The swamps are a real maze of reeds and radioactive quicksand, swarming with terrible monsters and human scum. We're having a very tough time here recently. The emission reduced the number of anomalies in the swamps, which made the area easily accessible for bandits and other vermin. There are so many of them, there'll be...
This is the second outpost. We're under attack. I repeat, we're under attack. Help!
That's enough chit-chat. There's been another attack on our outpost. Help us fight it off. If it makes any difference, some of the boys who saved you are there right now. You still remember how to survive in the zone?
どっちかっていうとあれだな、スタークラフトだな。
Great. Get over to the trader and he'll fit you out with some basic equipment.
トレーダーどこだ？トレーダー。
Trader.
トレーダーっていうのはあれですね。いわゆるお店ですね。
Roger that.
お、いかにもトレーダーっぽいぞ。
Visitor? I'll be right there. At last. Here, take this basic
アイ
equipment.
テム受け取った。アイテム受け
Designed
取った。
specifically for patrol missions.
散弾と9ミリ弾薬とショットガン PMM ナイフエコー探知機包帯救急キット後方車線被爆傷害剤。
I've been ordered to issue you some equipment. There's
俺は
no
いく
time
つか
for
の装備を支給
questions.
する
The
ように
boys
だけ
need
で
you
質問
now.
はねえぞ、すぐに言ってやれ。だってさ、なんだよ、そんなケチケチしなくていいじゃんな。装備できねえけど、これは装備しなくていいのか？君か？
What you need, Stock?
で、前哨に行く準備はできたのか？ああ、問題ない。大丈夫だ。よし、あんたがそこに着くまでの間、目隠しをしてもらうぞ。分かってくれ。なんでだよ、それ。なんでお前さ、ここの基地を助けるためだっつってさ、武器まで渡されてたぜ。なんで目隠しされなきゃいけないの？なんでだよ。おかしいだろ、お前。30発しかねえぞ、お前。いちいちかっこいいな、今の。あれこれって ADS できなかったっけ？あ、ハンドガンできないんだ、今回。
Mark, there are anomalies ahead. Be careful. Remember, don't move until you've thrown a bolt in front of you.
そんなことおっしゃる？ストーカー名物ボルト投げでございます。ちょっと待てよ。ちなみにだ、クイックセーブ、クイックセーブ F5 かな。どこ行ったらいいのこれ？ものすごい勢いでそこにアノマリあんねんけど。あ、そっちか。おお、アノマリ食らったら死
artifact, and then you just pick it up easy as pie. Keep in mind.
ちょっと待って。その探知機なんていう、あれあんの？今回。探知機9か。え ?9? じゃあ O か。探知機チキ。
Detector isn't exactly top of the line. It only shows the distance to the artifact.
これどうやって見んの？あ、近づいてる。近づいてるけどこれどこにあんのこれおーっとあ、こういう風になるんだ。はあ、なるほどね。放射線マイナス2。これどこに装備するの違う違う。えWhat the hell? これ装備できないんですけどね。これ今回装備するタイプじゃねえのか、ひょっとして。いやここじゃねえの普通装備するのって。よくわかんねえや、まあいいや。ちょっと俺どこに行ったらいいのこれパンパン言ってる。あっち行ってみよう。あ、なんか撃ってる。なんて地味な絵なんだこれ。
Run for the tower. The monsters can't get you there.
ちょっとそう言われても誰か死んでんぞお前。誰か死んでんぞお前下で。
You're right on time, bro. I'm real low on ammo, so let's make the best of it together.
弾あんでここ。は？あいつらをどうすればいいの？相変わらずあれだな、難しいな当てんの。めっちゃおる。
Attention all fighters. Any mission is approaching. Get to cover now.
は？死んだんだけど。え？戻れなんで？そうなん？戻らなあかんのこれ。なんか赤いよ。赤いけど引っかかったんやけど。あれ？へい。あれ？今のはあれ？逃げれないイベントひょっとして。もしもし。これはあれですか？これはいわゆる逃げれないイベントなんでしょうか？それともいいんでしょうかね、これもね。よくわかりませんね。まああったことを誰に喋ったらいいの？あのおっさんか。
You survived the emission again. I'm not even that surprised. Our boys picked you up not far from the tower when things calmed down a bit. You know, Bien Polev was right. You defy scientific explanation. He believes that you acquired some, let's say, unusual abilities, which help you survive anomalous activity that would literally tear anyone else down to atoms. Also, it looks like something is increasing your body's performance in several areas, to the point that a normal emission is the release of energy accumulated in the zone. A discharge, if you like. But what's happening now is completely different. In my opinion, the increasing regularity of these emissions is the zone's response to some sort of serious threat, akin to the response provided by a human immune system. It is difficult to rationally explain coexistence between humans and the zone. The zone tolerates us in some areas and forbids us from going to others. It's hard to say. To answer that question, I would need to know what's in the center of the zone. Some say the monolith, others say the wish crater. The more unpretentious ones dream about fields of rare artifacts. I was at the power plant myself. I didn't think so until the large emission. Hell, nobody thought so. However, if you consider the emissions to be a defensive reaction, then the answer is obvious. I know a lot about the zone, but I can't share everything with you. You'll just have to trust me on some things. A system, any system, needs to be in equilibrium. The zone is unstable right now, and this instability is increasing. If the constant emissions aren't stopped, the zone will become so unstable that a new disaster will occur. Which brings us to what Clear Sky is doing. We have tried to prevent that disaster. You're right. But we do know how to prevent a disaster and stop the emission. We have to find out who was in the center of the zone and stop them at any price. There's a strange connection between you and the zone. On the one hand, every new emission gradually kills you. On the other hand, you survive in situations where others don't stand a chance. My gut feeling tells me that your abilities, your gift, your curse, call it what you will, they mean you can get through places that others wouldn't even dream of. And at the moment, we need to act very quickly. I knew you'd ask that. The answer is simple. If the emissions aren't stopped, your nervous system will burn out and you'll die. Help us and you'll save yourself. Now, this may sound like a line from a corny movie, but you really don't have a choice. Unfortunately, yes. So, will you help us? Then listen carefully. We have made use of all our contacts and connections in the zone. As a result, we know that a certain stalker at the cordon was asking Sidorovich about some very strange components. That's all we have. Through the swamps, of course, how else? But remember what I said. After the emission, a whole army of all kinds of scum turned up in the area. Now they control almost everything.
Hi. ニンブルっていう人だね。ちょっと待って、広大なスワンプスに行くのは簡単だ。ガイドが連れてってくれるからね。だからこれ本当に現在の戦況と PDA の新機能。戦況はどうなってる？一言で言えばクソだ。二言目で言うならクソったれだ。どこのアメリカ人だろうな。俺たちは広大なスワンプの試合はほとんど維持できない。絶えずバンディットにと化け物によって押し戻されてる。スワンプスでの支配権を握るにはどうすりゃいいんだ。敵を蹴散らせ、簡単に言えば俺たちに銃を向けてくるやつを可能な限り撃ち殺すでないとスワンプを支配できない。で、スワンプって何なんだろうよくわかんないんだけど。で、お前ここで何してんの？少し休憩を取ること。みんなが持ち込んだ情報を集めること。俺たちの偉大なリーダーの指示を仰ぐこと。そう、俺たちガイドはスワンプスではクリアスカイの目であり耳だ。
Your main guide is the objective section.
お、素晴らしい。
Your main objective is displayed here, together with a selected additional objective. There can be several additional objectives which you can cycle through using these buttons.
なるほど。日本語でよろしく。
Most objectives are also displayed on the map, with the exception of rare occasions when your objectives cannot be located. We will need your help with not only destroying the enemy, but also capturing key positions. In these situations, our fighters will be grateful if you provide covering fire as they capture a position. By the way, don't ignore calls for help. Our boys' lives could be at stake.
Oh yeah.
Hovering over a mark on the map will display additional information. In addition to your objectives, friendly units and identified enemies will also be displayed on the map.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, as I'm sure you understand, our main objective is to establish control over the swamps. And that means a war against the aggressor. This section allows you to access tactical information about combat operations at any time. Information about your current faction is displayed on the left. Right now, that's us. Clear Sky.
Clear Sky. Yeah, Clear Sky.
Information about the main enemy is displayed on the right. This shows our approximate combat strength.
Yeah.
This shows how many fighters we have.
敵めっちゃ多いやん。
And this is our equipment supply.
あ、味方資源尽きとるから。
Similar indicators are also shown for our enemy. Finally, this field allows you to see the current strategic mission as well as tactical objectives that must be achieved in order to complete the strategic mission. Completed strategic missions will be displayed at the bottom. The last tab allows you to view your current relations with all factions, as well as each faction's combat strength. Your personal stats are also displayed here. That's pretty much it.
いやー、そんなわけでね。いやー、もうなるほどなるほど。いやー、お前の言いたいことよく分かったよ。よく分かった。分かったよ。俺はよく分かっている。もうとてもだ。
Visitor? I'll be right there. Oh, welcome, guest from foreign lands. What come you with? A bursting... Yeah, I heard your story. I reckon the main thing is that you're still alive. Stuff is easy enough to replace. So that's the sort of people we are. You can't buy an extra 15 minutes of life or a spare store from death. But us traders are needed everywhere, even in the zone. Let's not talk about it. You have no idea how tired I am of peddling. Who knows? Maybe stalkers have already found everything there is to... Yeah, I know. Anyway, listen.
超軽量ケプラーボディアーマーに関するデータ入りフラッシュドライブ。長い。
Good luck to you.
ハンティングライフ。なるほど。まあ、というわけでね、まあぼちぼち30分ぐらいみたいなんで、ちょっと一旦録画を止めてですね、次のところに行ってみたいと思いますね。まあファンキーなところで止めましょう。それでは。